Hello and welcome back to QU All Access. I'm Derek Lambert.
And I'm Ryan Snyder. On this week's episode, we have a developing story on a disturbing sighting by students in the cafeteria.
And we have details on the dangers of texting and driving. Topping our news this week, students have been uneasy about recent sightings in the main dining hall. QU All Access took a more detailed look to see what was going on. With a video circling around on Snapchat about a mouse being found in the main dining hall, QU All Access took a dive in to see what was really happening.
What you trying to do? I'm gonna pick it up in the garbage.
As you can see from the video, there was a mouse found over in the breakfast bar area of the main dining hall. QU All Access wanted to sit down and talk to a student and get their opinion on the situation.
I didn't see it in person. I saw it on one of my friend's Snapchat stories, but I know a lot of people were really shocked by it, and a lot of people have been avoiding the breakfast area and definitely like the cereals and breads in that area since they saw it. It's not like we really have much of an option. We have to eat here. There's the UC, but other than that, the UC's closed, so we have to come here for dinner at least.
Because of the situation, students have shown emotion towards the main dining hall. Follow QU Media for updated information regarding the situation. For QU All Access, I'm Derek Lambert. QU All Access also sat down with Chief Financial Officer Tim Weiss, who said that the main dining hall has to pass inspection just like any other restaurant in Quincy and has received a grade A rating in over 5 years. The unfortunate circumstances in this situation is we are dealing with the elements. When the problem was brought to the university's attention, the proper steps were taken and a professional extermination company was called in. The university has routine inspections by a local pest control company and will continue to monitor the situation. As of today, we deem the issue has been resolved. Again, Tim Weiss, the Chief Financial Officer of Quincy University.
Students saw firsthand the dangers of texting and driving this week. Students were able to experience the effects of sitting behind a simulator. The Quincy Police Department held the event in the Student Success Center. The simulator required you to keep your eyes on the road as much as possible while having conversation over text. The simulator also showed if you hit an animal or got into an accident. Students experienced a number of distractions while driving and how truly hard it is.
We had to hook our phones up to the program and kind of multitask with driving and both texting, and it was a super interactive thing, and honestly it was very difficult. We had to hook our phones.
Coloring isn't just for kids anymore. This past Wednesday in the library, students were able to come in and color to help relieve some stresses as the semester comes quickly to the end. For students spending their last few weeks finishing up assignments and preparing for final exams, this was a good way to help them get away from their textbooks for a little while, because sometimes everyone needs to just sit down and color.
National Library Week is important to highlight what a benefit libraries are to the community, to the QU community in particular, a valuable resource for students with their research. And we just like to highlight what we have here and that it's a good place to come in and study.
Saturday marked the 4th annual Strides for Shannon Color Run. Many people attended the event to support Shannon in her recovery process. In January of 2013, Shannon was struck by a car on 18th and Chestnut while crossing the street to her dorm. To help the family with medical bills and other costs, the Color Run was created. All proceeds of the Color Run go directly to Shannon's family. While she has come farther than any doctor ever thought she would, she still has a ways to go, but she is well supported by her AOPI sisters and the community.
QU All Access continues our senior profile. This week, senior aviation major J.P. Meyer is ready to launch his career. He is looking forward to the next step in his life, and Meyer believes that Quincy prepared him to enter the working world and has many goals and dreams he wishes to pursue after graduation.
After college, I want to build up my flight hours and work my way towards getting a better job in aviation. And obviously, it works a little bit different than other industries, and you have to build up your time, and you have to have certain qualifications to get the jobs.
Right after the break, we'll give you more information on the deadly Zika virus.
And Donald Trump is back in the news again. Stay with us.
Yes. Growing up, I had one deaf friend, and that was the only deaf person I knew before coming to school here at QU. And now I regularly get to hang out and socialize with the deaf community, which has been awesome. Sign language isn't exactly like learning another spoken language because you use your body, facial expressions, your hands are your instruments. So it is definitely learning a new language. It has its own grammar and syntax and everything. It's not exactly like English like a lot of people think it is.
The future of the program is very bright. It's an exciting time on QU campus because we have QU TV. We have a television station where students can experience working as a director, an anchor, a reporter, photographer, doing weather, doing sports. We also have a newspaper where students can report, be photo editors, be executive editors. We've got a lot of opportunity there working on the student newspaper. We also provide students with the opportunity to do magazine articles with heavy research and giving them a little bit more time to expand on articles and do some in-depth investigative work. Moving forward, it's exciting because all of the skills they learn in every avenue will translate into what we have in the future, and web writing and mobile writing and all of our distribution platforms. We have an incredible opportunity to grow the department, to grow the program, and to grow students into excellent journalists.
Nationally, U.S. health officials say the Zika virus is actually scarier than first thought. They say this year's mosquito season could be devastating to some families.
That's because lab tests and vaccine research may not be able to catch up to the spread of the mosquito-borne virus. Elizabeth Cohen explains.
It's the scourge of Zika, babies born with a devastating birth defect called microcephaly. And now Zulmaris Molina is about to find out if her baby might have it too. Molina, who lives in Puerto Rico, contracted the Zika virus early in her pregnancy. She's now 22 weeks along, a little more than halfway through her pregnancy.
Tell me what you know about your baby already.
The name is gonna be Micaela.
So you know it's a girl.
Yeah.
If your baby has these problems, it will be more difficult.
Definitely, because I have already a baby boy and I'm a single mother. And it's gonna be really difficult.
Tomorrow morning, you're gonna have another ultrasound.
Yes.
How are you gonna feel tomorrow if he says, wait a minute, I see something going on in the brain?
Nobody wants to hear that, even when you are prepared and you're trying to be prepared for that. So I know I'm gonna be sad.
She goes in for her ultrasound the next day with Dr. Alberto de la Vega at University Hospital in San Juan.
You see a hand right there with all the 5 fingers? That's your kid's face. Who does she look like?
Yeah. She looks like my little boy.
At first, everything looks fine. But then, Dr. de la Vega measures the baby's head. It's growing, but at a slower pace than expected.
You see that there's a slight lag in the growth. This is what we would expect. And it's still within the normal range, but it's lagging behind. That, obviously, in this situation is a cause of concern. Although the anatomy still looks great, I would like to see you more frequently.
When babies have had severe brain abnormalities, some mothers who've had Zika have chosen to terminate their pregnancies.
Hearing this, hearing about the lag in growth, how does that make you feel?
Well, it gives me a little bit of concern, worry. This baby is gonna be born. So no matter what happens, I'm gonna have the baby.
So far, there are at least 346 confirmed cases of Zika in the continental United States.
In political news, you can count on Donald Trump to make it known when he doesn't like something.
But the Republican candidate reserves a certain word for things like that really gets under his skin. Janine Moos reports.
You can tell how upset Donald Trump is by how many disgustings he uses per rally.
It's a rigged, disgusting, dirty system. It's disgusting, really disgusting. Clean up this dirty, rotten, disgusting system.
The fact that he was so disgusted at the electoral system got us wondering, what else disgusts the Donald? Plenty, starting with us.
Disgusting reporters, horrible people. Sure. Some are nice.
By now, we all know that Donald thinks
Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. She's disgusting.
But Bette Midler also got the Rosie treatment, as did Barney Frank's, brace yourself, disgusting nipples protruding in his blue shirt. When it was suggested that Trump has cheated at golf, he told People magazine, that's disgusting. And talk about tilting at windmills.
Disgusting windmills.
Disgust has been the subject of academic study. Disgust sensitivity, researchers call it. People with more conservative viewpoints were found to be more easily disgusted by things like touching toilet seats. And the one thing that Donald really finds disgusting, bodily fluids. Remember when Hillary returned late from a debate break?
Sorry.
The Donald went off.
I know where she went. It's disgusting. I don't want to talk about it.
Then there was the attorney who got in a fight with Trump about taking a break from a deposition to breast pump.
He shook his finger at me and he screamed, "You're disgusting. You're disgusting."
And the Donald was always mocking Marco Rubio for sweating.
Honestly, it was disgusting, all right?
But disgusting cuts both ways. High above the Rose Parade, a skywriting plane gave Trump attitude at altitude. Jeannie Moe, CNN.
It's disgusting.
New York.
Speaking of Trump, we're learning new details about the decades-long relationship between the Clintons and the Trumps.
The Clinton Presidential Library released hundreds of pages on the GOP frontrunner. Kun Lau reports.
Political enemies prepping for their general election brawl. Donald Trump hammering Hillary Clinton.
Her whole life has been a big, fat, beautiful lie. It's been a terrible, terrible lie.
Clinton flinging fighting words right back.
His trafficking in prejudice and paranoia has no place in our political system.
Oh, how times change. 464 pages of newly released documents from the Clinton Presidential Library reveal a decades-long, complicated relationship between New York titans.
You're fired.
Trump, helming The Apprentice, craved a life beyond celebrity, and the Clintons braced for it. This White House memo cited a field poll in an open primary in 2000, Trump barely registering. In a 1999 briefing before a CBS interview, President Bill Clinton practiced a response to a possible Trump run for president. The political process will sort out the wheat from the chaff. I'm not concerned about it. But publicly, they were friends. Trump calling Hillary Clinton one in 2008.
She's a very nice woman. People think tough, and I guess she's tough, but she's a very nice woman.
Inviting the nice woman and her powerful husband to his third wedding to now wife Melania. Trump golfed with President Clinton and donated to Hillary Clinton's Senate campaign. Trump sent the Clintons 6 years of holiday cards, a card exchange not returned by the Clintons. This email between White House aides from 1996 asks, "What are your thoughts on sending a birthday letter to Donald Trump?" Reply, "Cancel letter to Donald Trump."
There is a kind of a warped celebrity cult aspect about this trove.
Presidential historian Douglas Brinkley says the documents dig deeper into the relationship between two families that strikes many as, in a word, weird, like the friendship between Ivanka Trump and Chelsea Clinton. But others saw similarities. A 1993 letter to President Clinton from a radio talk show host saying the two men have much in common: age, broad vision for the future to make America bigger and better. Donald Trump, so chummy with White House staff, he autographed a copy of his book to a Clinton aide.
Politics is a blood sport. There's a lot of debris on the superhighway of political life, and their friendship's been thrown under the bus.
Kyung La, CNN, Los Angeles.
Coming up, Evan Powell shows you ways to eat healthier on campus with his week's QU hacks.
And Laney Wade gives us our weekly weather forecast. Stay with us.
QUTV is more than a news outlet.
1 in 5 undergrads work at least 35 hours a week, year-round.
Students involved with QUTV learn life lessons, create lasting memories, and gain the experience needed to succeed in future careers.
Students need to be involved with QUTV
as a viewer or as a participant, because we need to know what's going on around our campus. Knowledge is powerful, and QUTV News serves to inform not only the students, but the Quincy University community as a reliable and powerful news network.
Well, my first thought was, Brother Ed has set us up. He's got someone hiding in there. They're getting ready to jump out of the curtain and scare us, but yeah, there was no one else there, and I couldn't explain it. It's just one of those phenomenons.
I've always been a skeptic, and I've always thought that there was a rational explanation for all things like that, but being there when that all happened, we didn't have a rational explanation for why that happened.
There it was. Did you hear it?
Oh my
Can I?
Oh gosh, wait, did you see that?
Welcome back. We may have seen the last of the freezing temperatures because this week's forecast gives us a preview of summer.
That's right. You'll enjoy being outside the next few days. We now look to Lainey Wade for her extended weather forecast. Lainey?
Yeah, it seems as though the blue skies may be here to stay, which is okay because I was tired of seeing those gray rain clouds last weekend. Even the students are getting out and enjoying the weather. It's been so nice. As you can see, there's girls walking here. And, of course, the trees are starting to gain their leaves now, which is wonderful because there's going to be nice green leaves on the trees. Everything's going to be beautiful and blooming. I even spotted a motorcycle in the parking lot. It's just beautiful enough to ride it. And some students are even brave enough to trade in their pants and hoodies for shorts and T-shirts. And this is the week, if you're going to do it, then you should do it because it is going to be beautiful. So let's look at Friday. On Friday, it is going to be partly cloudy, but not to worry because the high reaches 74. Then we move into Saturday, and really nothing changes because, again, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 74. Who can complain there? At least it's not getting colder. It's staying consistent. It's not until Sunday that we do see a warm-up, not much, high of 75, and the clouds are still going to be around, but we'll take the clouds and the sunshine together. And this beautiful weather and this preview of what you might call a pre-summer. Remember, people, we still are in spring. So, looking at Monday, we're going to warm up again. High of 76, and it's still going to be partly cloudy. Now, on Tuesday, you are going to want to get your umbrella, and we will see a drop of temperature. The rain coming in is probably going to cool it down just a little bit. As you can see, we dropped to 69. Then on Wednesday, still have that umbrella handy because you are going to need it. But we will reach a high of 70. And then on Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy, but we do warm up just a little bit as the high reaches 72. So if you're wanting to wear shorts and a T-shirt and maybe even flip-flops, dare I say it, but definitely do this week because it is going to be beautiful. That about wraps it up for this weekly Hawks forecast. I'm Lainey Wade, throwing it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Lainey. The forecast down south wasn't so nice for Mississippi residents. Heavy rain caved in a school roof, and a photographer gets a good look at a small plane. CNN's Jeremy Roth reports.
In the backyard of his Northwest Houston home, Glenn Dollison,
It really does tear you up inside.
is all torn up.
I just see it in her face.
For years now, he's seen a burning desire in his daughter Brittany.
She really loves being a teacher.
And now that she's starting college, there's one big thing that has him all tied up.
You almost live paycheck to paycheck.
And no extra money for Brittany's college tuition.
I try to put a little aside for her, but it's tough.
It's been a tough pill for him to swallow, and even tougher explaining it to his only daughter.
She just wants that so bad. So I've got to do something. I can't let other people not have her as a teacher.
Dollison says it's not just about his daughter any longer. It's bigger than that. It's about what she'll offer to the world.
I had to do whatever it takes. That's what it's about.
Her calling, now his inspiration, and his drive behind his rope sign project. He's hoping it will pay her way. He finds scrap wood, usually from downed fences, sands it, marks it, stains it, and then using rope, he staples down little messages or names. He sells his rope sign creations for about $20.
The rope signs are just not rope signs. I'm not going to be a millionaire. I don't want to be a millionaire. You know, I just want to get her through school.
So far, sales have been slow, but we saw what keeps them going. During our interview, we didn't know Brittany was listening.
What's wrong?
Then this happened.
I love you.
An emotional father-daughter moment. A moment of unfiltered gratitude.
Kids kind of take for granted their parents, and like we all kind of forget it along the way. And so just hearing that kind of just made me fall apart.
And that alone enough for Dollison to keep chipping away at his signs. Dollison showing us what exceptional fathers do.
If I had to sit in the street and beg for money, that's what I'd do.
Well, it's time again for KU All Access Weekly Hacks. Reporter Evan Powell joins us in studio for the latest. Evan?
Hey guys, I'm Evan Powell with another dose of your KU hacks to make life a little easier, one hack at a time. Eating healthy in college can be hard for a lot of students, especially those who live on campus. Here's a quick few tips to help you get the most out of campus dining. When in the cafeteria in UC, make sure to add vegetables and fruits to your meals. Also, make sure to get a good amount of carbs and proteins in every meal of the day with your meals. Drinking more water and less sugary drinks will go a long way in maintaining a healthy body. If you can't make it to the campus dining areas, try to keep fruits and healthy snacks in your room to take on the go. This hack came from lifehacker.com. With the nice and warm weather coming around the corner, more students are going to be spending time outside. There's two major things you can do to stay healthy. Invest in a bottle of sunscreen and use it in order to keep yourself from getting burnt. Using sunscreen will also lower your chance of getting skin cancer, since skin cancer rates are on the rise. While being outside in excess heat temperatures, make sure to be drinking lots of water to lower the risk of dehydration. This hack comes from HuffingtonPost.com. Thanks for watching this week's hacks, and make sure to tune in next week for more, exclusively on KU All Access. Back to you, Ryan and Derek.
Thanks, Evan. Coming up on KU All Access, we'll update you on how the Hawks did this past week.
And on how two KU football players' dreams could become a reality. We'll be right back.
Join me, Coach Marty Bell, head basketball coach of the Quincy University Hawks, live from Chicks on the River every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. or on ESPN 1440 for the Coach Marty Bell Show. Hear from our coaches and players as Ben and I recap the previous games and preview our upcoming opponents. Grab your friends and family and come out to Chicks on the River for a great meal and meet the Hawks. KU men's basketball, Chicks on the River, and ESPN 1440. A winning combination. And as always, it truly is.
Come support your Quincy University baseball team this season. The Hawks compete in the NCAA Division II Great Lakes Valley Conference. Cheer them on as they play for a conference and national championship.
Come see the new renovations at KU Stadium. The turf infield gives the Hawks a great playing surface.
Come out and have some fun and support the KU Hawks baseball team this season.
For more information on the KU Hawks baseball team, go to KUHawks.com and click on the Sports tab and select Baseball.
Welcome back to KU All Access. Last week, two KU football players got the chance to perform for Pro Scouts.
Let's turn it over to Sports Director Carly Betancourt for the details. Carly?
Quincy University's senior wide receiver Eric Poindexter didn't let the short notice of the Chicago Bears Junior Day faze him. Poindexter got the opportunity to showcase his skills to a Pro Scout this past week. Poindexter's future plans include joining the military or becoming part of law enforcement, but professional football was something that he never imagined. Even with all eyes on him, Poindexter says the pressure really didn't get to him. He's invested in his team and how they perform as a group. With his last season approaching, Poindexter plans to keep it cool and let the cards fall where they may. The Quincy Hawks took on Hannibal LaGrange Tuesday, April 12th at KU Stadium. The Hawks rolled over Hannibal LaGrange 12-1. Oswald Sylvester earned his first win after being out 7 months due to an injury. Bryn Martinez started the Hawks off with a push bunt single placed just past the pitcher. Dominic Miles got to first base off an error from the Trojans, as you can see right there. And Ryan Snyder knocked a ball over the wall for a grand slam, being Snyder's 12th homer of the season. The Hawks traveled to Springfield, Missouri to go head-to-head with Drury University in a 4-game set April 16th, starting at noon. This past weekend was busy for Quincy University. Men's tennis fell to the University of Missouri St. Louis 8-1, while the women also took on Missouri St. Louis, falling 5-4, then turning around and playing Maryville, also losing 8-1. Track and field competed in the Knox College Open, finishing 7th out of 10 teams. Elizabeth Layden won the 3,000-meter steeplechase, and Derek Armstrong finished 14th in the 400-meter run for the men. Men's volleyball faced off against Ohio State, losing in 3, but were led by Ian Lawson, who brought in 11 kills and 5 digs, with Jack Amash adding a team-high 6 digs and 2 blocks. Coming up in sports, men's volleyball starts their MIVA tournament run against 3-time defending MIVA champion Loyola Chicago in the quarterfinal Friday, April 15th at Gentile Arena. Baseball takes on Drury April 16th and 17th in the Springfield, Missouri area and heads home April 20th to face off against Lewis University. Men's and women's tennis heads to Liberty, Missouri to play William Jewell April 16th. That does it for sports. Tune in next time to see what's happening with your Hawks.
Thanks, Carly. Coming up, we have your producer pick of the week.
You won't want to miss this eye-opener. Stay with us.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a cute thing. Schedule your visit today.
Welcome back. We now have a bizarre story out of Nebraska as one 120-pound Great Dane somehow got trapped up in a tree.
And her owners have no idea how she got up there. Emily Sink explains how rescue crews got her down.
Cora the dog craves attention. Oh my gosh! In the stunt she pulled over the weekend.
I thought dispatch was messing with us.
Has a lot of people talking.
It's going to be talked about down here for quite a while, I'm sure.
On Saturday night, Cora's owner Wes McGurrick and his roommate Jack Armstrong could hear Cora, but couldn't see her.
And we kept hearing it was like over here somewhere.
The pair never expected to look up to find their missing pup.
Then all of a sudden we realized it's coming from up there.
Cora had jumped a 5-foot fence and somehow climbed 20 feet up a tree.
I've been doing this 12 years, and when they told us it was a 120-pound Great Dane, 20 foot up in a tree, that math usually doesn't add up.
Lieutenant John Hardy with the Plattsmouth Volunteer Fire Department says when they were dispatched to the call, he and his crew thought they were being pranked.
We drove in, and I looked out my window and I said, yeah, there's a 120-pound dog up that tree.
The big dog wasn't budging.
Luckily, the sheriff's office canine handler was there, and we were able to get a harness from him that he uses on his dog.
Cora was slowly lowered down. With a few feet left to go, Cora's weight broke the harness. Luckily, some of the rescue crew from Elmwood and Plattsmouth broke her fall. Cora trotted away as if she'd never been stuck in a tree. Do you think she'll do that again?
Oh, hopefully not.
Then again, Cora is unpredictable.
The owner says he thinks a raccoon or a squirrel got her up in the tree, but it's still a pretty bizarre story.
Yeah, I think walking around campus, I sometimes want to jump in a tree because all the squirrels that are running around, so they're fearless.
They really are. They attack.
I know.
Without warning.
You know, I've heard of cats climbing trees all the time, but to see a dog that up in the tree is bizarre.
I would cry if my dog was in a tree.
So a pretty crazy story. And that's just going to do it here on QU All Access with Derek Lambert. I'm Ryan Snyder. Thank you all for joining us. You can join us online, on Facebook, or on Channel 97. Thank you for joining us, and have a great week, Hawks.